All right, Ohio men's basketball is here, Baha Mar Hoops for the Nassau Championship, and you never know who you're going to run into on the road, right? This is a very special time. We've got Debbie Antonelli joining us, who was on the call for the 2021 Ohio upset against Virginia. She's also a Bobcat. So, Debbie, when you go back in time to 2021 and that game, what goes through your mind?
Well, first, let me say this about Ohio University being here in this event. This is really great. We love to have high-profile programs come to play in our events, and certainly having OU here is a big deal. What I remember about that game is we were in COVID, and Carter Blackburn and I were in what was essentially a hockey booth, mid-level in Assembly Hall, sitting way separate apart from each other, and not wearing a mask while we were calling the game, but wearing a mask all the other times. Because COVID was so rampant at that time, and we were trying to make sure that we were all staying healthy. So that's the number one thing that I remember. The second thing is the huge upset, right? I had covered Virginia all season long. I knew how good they were. And I've known Jeff Bowles for a long time, so I knew his team would be really prepared. And they were, and they played great. And it was a really fun environment to be in because of that.
And we were talking about this before we recorded, but the rumble on Court Street, the phrase that you had when Jason Preston threw the ball to Ben Roderick, it was an incredible pass.
I feel a rumble on Court Street in Athens, Ohio.
How did that come in your mind to say that?
Well, because I have rumbled myself on Court Street as a student in grad school. Everybody knows what I'm talking about from Ohio U. It wasn't something I wrote down. It was just something I felt because I knew how big this upset was. I understood how big it was. I understand when you're in March Madness and you get a chance to call an upset like that, it's a historical moment in the game. And it wasn't something I thought of in advance. It just came out, and I was really surprised to see how much coverage it got, or how many people were interested in it. But I know that my friends and grad school classmates all hit me up because they all were excited, they were watching, and they knew exactly what I meant by that because they have rumbled with me on Court Street.
The Ohio men's basketball program, you've been around it. You were a sports ad grad. So what was it like watching some of the Ohio basketball, both on the men's and the women's side as a student?
You know what, Sam? I'm so proud to see the programs do well. I was a graduate assistant on the women's side when I was a student in grad school at Ohio University. So I've always followed their success, and I've been really pleased to see that Bob continues to do a great job there. And then, of course, I knew Jeff from his time at Ohio State when I worked at Ohio State. So I've been a fan of his for a long time, so I know how hard he works and prepares. Yeah. So when OU has success, it's fun for me because we all remember as students there how much fun it was to go to school there. So when you see the sports teams having success, it even makes it more fun.
That's awesome. Well, we're here in Nassau, the Ohio men's basketball team getting set for the Nassau Championship. And like I said, you never know who you run into on the road. A Bobcat through and through, Debbie Antonelli. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sam. Go Bobcats.
Yeah.